Hi guys, Harry Otis here, professional trader for 20 years now. Started my career in 2005 and still going strong in 2026. So, welcome to another crazy day in March. This is this candle right here, big green candle, March 4th, Wednesday, on a chart of the S&P 500. Of course, the big theme of the day and for the month is, and for the months previous, chop zone 2000. Why? This whole market is chopping, getting people scared at the highs, getting people to go short yesterday, undercut, and then rally. This is like a bear trap looking like it. Basically, we're getting exactly what we wanted and what we were saying we wanted going forward. Like, I was hoping we would retest the 673, go under it, and then go up. Okay, like we're getting exactly what we wanted, and yet people are still very, very fearful at the top. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, let's talk about the technical picture. It's neutral. We are in chop zone 2000. We've been in this zone forever. Okay, this chop zone 2000 neutrality, if you will, is very, very difficult to trade. Okay, the technical picture is neutral. However, people are going long, short, long, short. Like when this market is going to the highs, a lot of calls are getting bought, getting dumped. When it's going to the lows, a lot of puts are being bought and it's getting pumped. So this choppiness is literally destroying traders. Okay, if you're a short-term trader, you're getting killed. You're buying the highs and you're selling the lows and it's ripping back in your face. You're getting what we call whipsawed. Nobody factors this into their analysis. Everybody factors in an upward market or a downward market. Nobody knows how to trade a sideways market. It's very, very difficult, okay? Basically, you want to stay with the trend, which as we can see going forward, going backwards, it's bullish. We're in a bull market. This is a sideways consolidation in a bull market. So you want to have a general long bias, okay, and then wait for extremes. Not on the upside, on the downside. Here's where I wanted to buy, but it was so fast that I missed it, okay? So anyways, we'll get to that soon, okay? The best way to trade a sideways market is to generally be with a trend and then wait for extremes to go long with the trend. Don't try to short the top, okay? Because you want to go with it, okay? You have a long bull market, okay? So the technical picture, just the technical picture, is neutral. We're not going to go bullish until we go, technically speaking, until we go above new highs, 697-ish, 700 on the SPY, okay? So we're still going to be neutral, technically speaking. However, everything else for me is bullish, okay? And you'll see why. Sentiment, still fearful. This is bullish to me. We are at extreme fear in the momentum, and the underlying strength of the market has been mentioned on this channel forever, is strong. You have a lot of breadth and strength in this market. 52-week highs minus 52-week lows is up. Okay, the volume summation index, which measures breadth in the market, is at extreme greed, meaning that a lot of sectors are participating. Okay, and yet put call ratio, everybody's buying puts at highs. Volatility, we got to that. Remember, VIX. We were hoping, adding to our bullishness, is that we were hoping this would be a spike up to these previous mini crises events. Look, every time you go in the past, you see VIX hitting this mini, like 28.5 level during a mini crisis, and then for weeks down. Okay, this is what I think happens now. Like we're down here. I would like for the market to go up one more day, and then it would confirm. But we're technically we're still neutral. But I'm hoping that as it goes down with the days to come, that the SPY is on bid mode or continues this bull market after a brief pause. That would be crazy, because in fact it's my expectation that after such a long sideways chop, we break out. It'll be a meaningful breakout. Okay, so sentiment in our favor because we are so fearful still at highs. I didn't get what we wanted here, going below the 73 level, staying 1 or 2 days down, getting people to go really short, and us getting into the extreme fear territory. That's when I would have bought more. Okay, we didn't get the chance. It was too fast. So we're just going to ride with what we have. Okay, so that's it. Sentiment for us is fearful, which means in the bullish corner. Technically, still neutral. Okay, now fundamentals. Here, we had a fundamental print today. Okay, the ISM services comes out, which is very important. I look at it every month. Destroyed expectations, 56.1 compared to 53. The services sector is expanding at a faster clip. We saw this is very, very positive for the economy. This is positive news. It's going up. If you look for like 5 years back, you see like it was much higher, like in 2021. Like let's go 10, you'll see it clear. Coming out of the 2020, what do you call it, recession, when the COVID pandemic hit, coming out of it, huge prints above 50 and higher. Okay, now we're getting to the point where it's always above 50, but getting into the high 50s is what you want. Look, from 17, 18, 19, it was always above the 50s, and now we're coming from a low base going up higher. And today's print this month, 56.1 for February, is nice. It's going along the way that we wanted, up. Okay, and before that, on Monday we had, don't forget, the ISM manufacturing, which has been a laggard for a long time, for years, up until we haven't seen above 50, i.e. expansion in the manufacturing sector since 2022. And now we have 2 months of a sector that is supposed to be in the dumps expanding. Okay, this is very, very good news for our bullish long-term thesis. Okay, so you have all this news that is positive and good for us. Okay, and yet people are still scared. It's because they're choppy. The choppiness is getting people very, very frustrated and very, very fearful and protecting themselves on the downside. But when that happens, you know that when everybody's on the one side, it goes the other way. And what people don't forget, what people forget and what you shouldn't forget is that we're still in a bull market. Look at this. Coming out of the lows from the Trump tariffs in the 2025 period in April, we're still up. Okay, we're going in the right direction. One more update will probably increase the odds by 80% that the market is going to be bid for a couple of weeks. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about today, guys, is Bitcoin. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin because we mentioned how it's washed out here. Okay, it's going to be choppy, washed out, and today, boom, it got bid. Why was it so bid? Okay, well, we did have some news coming out. We had look at Bitcoin Magazine here. Kraken becomes the first digital asset bank to receive a Federal Reserve master account. So we have a what would you call it? A Bitcoin exchange that could be acting as it's going to get a bank account. It's going to be on the radar screen of the Federal Reserve. It's incredible. Okay, now it's legitimized in the face of the public that now Kraken is going to be banked. It's going to be a legitimate bank. It will have an account at the Federal Reserve, like J.P. Morgan, like Morgan Stanley, etc. Okay, so you had a sequence of good news for Bitcoin. Here's another one. Morgan Stanley issues new SEC filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF. So everybody's jumping into the Bitcoin space. Okay, but it doesn't really matter what the news was because it was so destroyed, and sentiment here was at the crypto Coinbase sentiment was at an extreme fear for like a long time. Okay, so it's washed out, and you had a slight piece of good news. Boom, Bitcoin up 7%. That's what I'm saying. When it's like holding a beach ball under the water. When the slightest piece of good news in a market that has been so depressed and sentiment is always overwhelmingly negative, and people are very, very short in this, it's going to rip. Okay, it doesn't have to do much. I mean, you have Mara, stock that I'm in, that I hope will get into the $15 level. Mara today was up 7%. Doesn't look like it, but it's up 7%. MicroStrategy. Okay, it doesn't look like it. It's bad. Remember, it's still negative, but you're going to get these moves, short-term moves it's up 10%. This doesn't look like a lot, but it's up 10%. Okay, with a lot of volume. You also had Coinbase, which should go up because it's like Kraken, but competitor. Coinbase up better, but not that great. It's up 15%. So you have these violent up moves in bear trends that can make you your money very, very quickly. Okay, and this is what I think will happen with Mara as well. I think Mara will have a violent move up to the 15 level. Okay, it doesn't have to, but what I'm expecting could be 15, 16. Who knows the level? I'm just saying there's going to be a violent move upwards because I think Bitcoin goes up to the 85, 90 level around here. Just based off of a slight piece of good news will get momentum carriers to bring it up here, even though it's generally in a downtrend. Okay, so we have to give people the shorts that got short after breaking this key 73K level, these guys have to suffer. Okay, latecomers to the game usually don't win. Okay, so it should go up in my view, and I continue to see it going up. And this despite a war going on. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. It just shows you the depressed nature of an asset. You can have violent comebacks. Okay, in fact, in 2008, when I was trading for a national bank, I had a good year by going mostly long from these vicious, what would you call, oversold rallies in bear markets. Okay, yes, you want to be short, but you can catch these bull moves that can be very, very lucrative for the short term. Okay, and this is what I expect will happen with Bitcoin. I'm not bullish on it. I just think we get this rally up to here. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you like what you hear, just like and subscribe. And of course, be careful trading the chop zone. Okay, don't try to trade everything. You're not here to trade. You're here to make money. Okay, even here, I'm basically doing nothing and waiting for extremes before entering. I almost had a chance here, but I still have a general long bias, and my portfolio is generally long. I just have cash that I want to deploy because I don't see this market going down. I just see so much positive in the fundamentals. I see positive in the sentiment here because it's fearful. The only thing is that needs to resolve is the technicals. And people get fooled by technical analysis because they look at price action only and they don't see anything else that's undergirding these price moves. Okay, this is telling you confusion. Don't enter until you have extremes on one side or the other. Okay, so that's it, guys. Looking forward, I think we're going to continue to go higher. Of course, it's not going to be a straight line. We can still chop around before going up. But that is my view. This is my base case. Okay, and it hasn't changed at all. So I'm just waiting for fireworks to come. Okay, that's it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Later.